Okay, so coming up to power tools checklist. This has to be maintained quarterly basis, and this checklist has to be refer for power generator, welding machines, pump, air conditions, and whatever the power tools which required for our construction work. Okay, these all equipment has to be filled in this format. Here is the view. Here is the summary of monthly status. Once we I have to here the tool tag number, type of the tool with make. For example, this is the tag number. How it. For example, if we are having 20 numbers of 100 number of power tools, so it is not possible for us to maintain 100 paper for this. So saving the paper as well as maintaining our document, we need to make at least 5 tools, serial number, 5 codification number here at for same make model. For example, grinding machine, AG5 grinding machine, 5 number we are having, we can make here Bosch AG5 grinding machine. Here we can mention 5 serial number, 5 codification number. Inspection year, when the inspection date, you make that inspection date. Here mention the name of subcontractor, whether it is GCB, whether it is KMS, whether it is Ayub, whoever it is. And for the January month, what is the status of that this thing, we have to tick what is the status of the checkpoint. This is the summary of monthly summary, but actual this we have to mention for this. For example, if anything is not happen, okay or not, we have to tick okay. We have to in January in particular this item, we have, if it is okay, we have to tick right. If it is not okay, we have to tick wrong, and like this. And if we are telling wrong, then this deficiency detail we have to mention in this sheet. Serial number of equipment. So for example, here is a 5 serial number. One serial number is having problem, we have to mention the serial number, which date, what is the observation number. This observation has to be checked with this point. What is the corrective action we have done, who has taken the corrective action, when, and this sign. This is the document we have to make. For making easy this document, here I can also introduce you one small very small thing which is very easy to understand you. One portable tools checklist I am having. Where is the portable tool checklist? Okay, so I will share you this thing, but as this portable checklist we have shared to Sonatrach HSC. So we have to maintain this checklist because this has been reviewed by, this checklist has been reviewed by Sonatrach. So we have to mention this equipment tag number. Here we have to make the codification as well as equipment serial number, or equipment codification we have to make here, and asset number here. So in asset number you can mention the codification number, here you can mention the serial number of equipment. Here we can make the make model, for example Bosch AG5 or FF2, whatever it is the make and model. Here we have to make the contractor name, inspection of date, and we have to tick off this. If we are finding this equipment is having any defect, we have to mention the summary sheet. This is the summary sheet of corrective action. If for example we are filling this sheet for 20 equipment, if out of 20 equipment 5 equipment is having problem, we have to mention this 5 equipment detail here. what are the observation, what is the corrective action we have done, who has attended, and which date attended. Based on this we have to provide the inspection tag which I told you. This is the inspection tag. Based on this we have to provide inspection tag in each and every uh, power tools, each and every power tool, each and every lighting fixture, each and every MDB, even though genset. Okay, so this is power tools has completed. Now we are coming for DG checklist. This we are going to maintain as a monthly. As we are having DG checklist, here you can see the DG checklist. This is our standard DG checklist apart from Sonatrach. This is a brief detail we have mentioned, so it's kindly follow this as well as Sonatrach. Keep both document in line with me. This is the rating of genset 500 kVA, DG engine serial number, DG alternator serial number, code or serial number. Here we have to mention, right now I am generating SAP code, asset code in SAP, so you have to mention asset code slash serial number like LA950 whatever it is. Okay, and you have to check this condition of engine, whatever the engine points we have mentioned here, alternator, whatever the alternator point we have mentioned here, related to control panel, battery status, enclosure status. In battery status, what are the level of electrolyte, and if you go through this document, you just take sometimes once you come from site or once you are free inside, you read this document carefully, check this point along with the document, keep the document along with you and check this and start filling, because right now we are not having much equipment, so it's very easy to maintain all this document, very easy. Whichever is not applicable, kindly leave it. For example, trolley, we are not having trolley, leave it, this not applicable. Here you mention not applicable, installation, DG installation also you have to check, cabling and termination, and finally it has to be prepared and signed by electrician and validated by engineer. The person who is validating is the responsible for any incident, so be sure while signing anything. Sometimes our due to maintaining the only we have to maintain the document in hurry burry, everybody just filling the document and they are missing some minor thing and the big incident was happen. We have seen in so many projects also. You have also experienced person, you have also met that type of incident and listened about this incident. Now we are coming about, apart from this checklist, now these are the electrician validation, electrical supervisor validation, FIR, first electrical whenever any electrical incident is happening, we have to log, maintain the document. Okay, this whenever any electrician is coming at site, whether it has been earlier evaluated or not, that is different thing, but we have to make our evaluation. We have to make the evaluation, name of the electrician, if we have made the gate pass, what is the gate pass number, who is the agency name, we have to mention the agency name, what is the qualification, present experience. This we have to change as per applicable, there is no issue, because this is as per we have mentioned as per India, whatever applicable in Algeria, based on that we have to mention this. We can keep whitener on this, or we can also mention here slash and mention there degree, diploma, whatever it is. And knowledge area, you have to verify the knowledge area because you people are the in charge of the site owner, so you have to evaluate the operator, the electrician, the helper, whoever is deploying at site. You have to evaluate their skill, and time to time it has to be evaluated. It is not like that. For example, for uh, something has been basic electrical safety, they are not aware about that right now. After 3 months, when they are working on with us, when they are familiar with our all this system, you can find that now they are educated, so their skill level has been increased. So we have to evaluate the skill also time to time. So these are the knowledge area, these are the testing, how they are going to operate the tools and tackles, how they are cabling, switch gear, lighting, earthing, motor and generator knowledge, what he is having, what are the topic for regarding the HSE fault protection, whether he know about fault protection, static electricity, electrical shock, lockout takeout, housekeeping. This all we have to evaluate it, and based on that we have to recommend it whether it is acceptable or not acceptable. This has to be validated by P&M EIC. P&M EIC means you have to countersign. For countersigning, first you have to countersign that it is okay, it is done. You have to send this copy to me, and I will sign. And I will send back to you and keep this document as a record. So it has to be verified that this has been uh, verified by frontline engineer who is going to use this, and based on your verification, the EIC of P&M, either myself, if I am not available there, you can also take this sign to Shashank. Okay, but first responsibility, first you have take sign from site engineer, site in charge, whoever available at site. Okay, so this is the thing. This is electrical. Same we have to do for uh, electrical supervisor. Same we have to do for electrical supervisor. uh, there are his name, gate pass number, contactor name, their qualification, knowledge area, how they are going to, same switching area, motor protection area, how they are able to, what is his knowledge skill for lighting, earthing, motor generator, transformer, distribution board, and what are the training you recommended for him. So based on that, same this format is as electrician. So whoever the supervisor or electrician, same thing we have to also make for our DG operator. I am also having the DG operator. This I have not covered here today because today I am going to brief you only about electrical documentation, what we have to mention, how we have to take care of electrical. This is the electrical reporting. If any electrical incident it happen, we have to make this document. Date and time of incident we have to mention, place where it has been mentioned, location. This place means location, which area, kitchen area, CPF tank area, CPF regenerator area, turbine area, whatever it is. System and voltage, at which voltage they are working, the person who has uh, fall in incident was working with which load, high voltage load, low voltage load, or EHV load, whatever it is. Name of the owner of energy who is premises of incident occurring. Who is the owner of this area? For example, if camp area is here, we have to mention the name of camp in charge. Camp boss is the responsible. Inside there are so many WBS person. For example, one area has been allotted for Mr. Chanapa, another area is allotted to Mr. Suresh, and there is some. So, who is the in charge of this area? That we have to mention. Detail of victim: human, his name, father name, sex, age, fatal or non-fatal, whether it is fatal or non-fatal. If non-fatal, we have to tick on non-fatal. If this incident has been done with happen with animal, in that case we have to give the detail of animal detail, because sometimes animal may also uh, get incident with by hurting vehicle, or by they are coming nearby our cable and all those things. So we have to mention the detail, whether such person is allowed to work or not. These are the document I am asking you why we have to maintaining this checklist and all those things, because this has to be asked not only by this. We are maintaining this document because we know that whoever is coming for investigation, they will ask whether proper pep talk has been done, whether JSA has been done, whether the permit has been taken or not. So this format, this document will help to save our procedure. So we have to fill all this document and make verification by ourselves. Okay, we should not hide anything, and we should not allow anyone to come in this mode. Now we are coming to the inspection tag. These are the inspection tag. Generally this inspection tag is following for the quarter, and there is a color code. You spoke with you ask our store person or Shashank. You can also, if you are also seeing this video, you also take a print and give the sample PVC polyvinyl sticker. These are the polyvinyl sticker. Make this as a color code. This we have to green we have to, I am just telling you, just keep remember, I am not writing because this is the reference document for me. I have taken a print. Green from January to March we have to mention green. After then April, May, June yellow. January, February, March, this is for April, May, June. July, August, September, October, November, December. So these are 3 months: first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. This inspection checklist we have to provide to all power tools, all distribution board, DG, lighting fixer, whatever the equipment we are inspecting, power tools of subcontractor. None of the subcontractor is allowed to operate their equipment without inspection of P&M. Please make ensure, and you are the person, you people have right to stop their work. First you inform this to HSC people. If they are not stopping the work and they are not sending their equipment to you for inspection, stop the work. Don't please advise electrician, don't give power to power tools. Based on that only we are able to control, otherwise there will be no control on us. Also you make a circular through site that you ask HSC. Through HSC you send you through HSC you ask HSC to send mail to all subcontractor and all WBS and advise them that whoever contractor is coming, they have to inspect their equipment, whether it is equipment, whether it is power tools, whether it is DG, whether it is light fitting, whatever I have mentioned here. Any tools they are presenting, they have to follow our screening inspection checklist. Based on that we will provide this. If any equipment is working without checklist, without inspection tag, then they have to punish, they have to penalize. So in this case we have to make some very strict action. I will support you, there is no issue. This we are doing in our other side also. This is the danger sticker. Here we have, because in India it is Hindi, English, and this is the local language. Here we can mention English, French, and Arabic. Like this you can give the print for making the print of danger. All distribution board should have distribution board, synchronization panel, wherever this required we have to put. Even though we have to put on light pole terminal block also, wherever the light pole terminal blocks is there. No authorized person can allow to open the electrical panel, electrical equipment, DG, whatever it is. Okay. And if they are not maintaining this, meanwhile we can take the print of this specimen. You just make through computer and take and give them. Here the protocol electron condition, okay or not. This condition you have to check with. For giving any inspection tag, we have to make backup document checklist. For MDB giving this sticker, you have to make the checklist, and parallelly we have to enter this detail on our Excel sheet also. So 3 things: we have to make checklist, provide inspection tag to the equipment, and enter all this detail to our Excel sheet, which is the inspection date, when it is valid up to. Because this from valid Excel sheet only we are able to come to know what is the next due date, and we have to make the alarm before 1 week. It should give us alert that okay, in this month these are the equipment we need to inspect, like this. Okay. And this is lockout tagout. This is for equipment also. If any DG we are going to take operation, if any maintenance, we have to lock out. Authorized worker should sign, and authorized worker may only able to lock out this tag. For that we have to fill the lockout tagout format also. Right now I am not having this lockout tagout format. We will share you, but in that before instead of filling of before it will regularize, but meanwhile we can take this print. We can fill this authorized worker who is working on the equipment. For example, DG is working out, who is the worker. For example, Bilal is working on Bilal is the authorized person for working on DG. Who is the supervisor? Who is the organization? What is the phone number? Do not use in safes. Who has signed this? This has to be signed by certified person. The person who is signed, he has to and be one thing we have to careful for, in especially on site when we are working. In one site there are 2 or 3 electricians are working, and our site people are not aware about all those things. They are just worried about the work. They need work only. So for example, X electrician has switch off the power and switch up the power here and working here, and the person who are in charge of this location, who is the end user, who is not aware about this, and he tell why electrician there is no power, go and switch on. The person is going and switch on, and the person who is working on somewhere else, he fell on incident. So for this thing, first thing we have to make this lockout tagout. Second thing, we have to inform the end user who are dependent on their work. We have to inform the in charge of the area in charge, who is the in charge of the area. We should not go and tell. For example, in say one area there are 10 contractors are working. We should not inform all 10 contractors. We should inform the area in charge who is responsible for taking care of all 10 contractors. So we have to take the sign of that area in charge on lockout tagout also, for our future precaution. Okay, so these are the electrical document, how we have to maintain, uh, electrical record, how we have to maintain this. We need to close as soon as possible. So best of luck, and do this as soon as possible. Assign some work to electrician, assign some work to other guys. Especially first we have to make the codification. Based on codification we have to uh, do the um, specification. And you just give me these are the planning what today morning I have sent you. We have to make our daily routine, daily, weekly, fortnight, monthly, quarterly, half yearly and yearly schedule. What is our schedule? What is our daily routine? Our daily routine is to walk down each and every facility in micro level. We have to observe all the MDB. We have to check whether any smell is not coming, whether any spark is not, any cable is not heated or not. Like this, these are, we are the people. We have to just while walking this thing, we have to observe, and you have to make the discipline that on daily basis electrician should come to you. You fix the time, you fix the time on morning. I don't tell you the timing, you fix the schedule. Electrician should come to you after inspection of all facility one by one. They should come to you for take the sign on this, especially daily checklist. This has to be followed on daily basis, and this is the daily routine. Apart from this daily routine, what is the walk down? We have to check about the condition of lighting. Okay, and one thing which I have not mentioned here, already Shashank has told you and you people are doing, you make daily work register. Whatever thing has done yesterday, what has been any problem was occur, whether that problem has been solved or not. If it has been not solved, we have to make a red pen. Until unless it not closed, it should be right in red highlighted. Once it was attained, it should be in one cross in one line and make from blue, it was attended on this date. If pending, we have to mention pending due to requirement of material or requirement of anything. And we have to also mention the temporary arrangement what we have done for meantime. So these are the things we have to do. Because why I'm asking the work register, daily we have to observe the work register. First thing, we can able to know, and we can also show other person who may ask what you people are doing. This is the one thing. Second thing, for example, we are in rotational work. For example, myself working in TNK, and for few 15 days or 1 month I am going to STJ. So while going on STJ, I should not feel that whatever the system is following in TNK in STJ is different or in HBH is different. That's why I am coming here. I am giving you the highlight that we have to maintain all document in one line, so that whenever we any person is going one side to other side, any electrician is going from one side to another side, they should not feel any surprise that this I am not doing. Okay, so best of luck, and do this as soon as possible. For this, give me a schedule, give me the target when you people are going to complete this first. And tomorrow I am today it's okay, tomorrow I will explain you about equipment part. This is a electrical related. Another I am going to give you the same training for how to fill the equipment log sheet, how to fill the DG log sheet. Equipment log sheet is different, DG log sheet is different. How we need to calculate the costing of DG, how we need to maintain the spare consumption, how we need to maintain the equipment performance report, fuel consumption report, how we have to evaluate the driver, operator license, and all those things. And one thing I will give you, I will authorize, I will sign and send to you. There is no issue. There is one format. Hold on. Just a minute, I'm checking that document. Where is that document? I am having one document where I need to give you the authorization letter. Okay, where I can mention that these are the person who is authorized for validation of MDB, DB, like this. Where I have kept this. Just a minute. This is the document which I am just discussing with you. This is authorized inspector register for tools and equipment. This I will fill, I'll send to you, and I will sign, and in this format RCM will sign and HEC person will sign. I will declare that these are the person who is authorized to validate different things. Okay, and I will mark in remark also. You people, whatever we have discussed here, I will mark in that. But I will give this once I finish the equipment part also. Tomorrow I will finish the equipment part. Once I finish the equipment part, I will share with you. Okay, so let us finish this session. Today's session I am going to finish by today, and tomorrow I will send you same thing for our P&M equipment, and day after tomorrow I will also send you for manpower and billing. Just I'm just giving you some highlight for this. For equipment, I will tell you the inspection, same checklist, inspection tag. Already you have understood checklist also, as you have understood same format we have to follow. Equipment also, we have to do the monthly checklist of equipment. Whatever the equipment is working at site, construction equipment working on site, whoever the contractor is coming for work, first they have to inspect the equipment with us. If you find any equipment is working at site without your inspection, you are you are having the authorization to stop the work. But before stopping the work, we have to inform first the owner of the in charge of the area in charge and HSC person. If still once you are given the instruction to them, but they are still not stopped, in that case you stop to providing the fuel, you stop to providing the power to them. By then that case they will come to you and they will inspect the vehicle. We have to be strict. We should not bother about HSC complaints, because if something is going to happen, we are the person for answering. Okay, so for equipment part, these are the things: same operator validation, various report, log sheet filling. In log sheet we have to mention the HMR, we have to ensure the log sheet is signing daily or not. These are the equipment part. Second thing, I am coming to the billing portion. As we are deploying equipment, manpower and equipment, so we are the prime responsible person, and we have to ensure that vendor is getting payment on time or not. And for that we are the prime person, prime end user, to ensure that all document is okay or not. For that I will share you the MB, whatever the invoice vendor is giving. Based on that invoice we have to check our document, we have to attach our document also for verification and certification. For example, vendor has given 26 machine days, 20 days working hour, 20 days work and 10 hour OT. This has to be verified by our register, which I will show you. This has to be maintained on daily basis. Based on our this, in that sheet you will sign, area manager will sign and timekeeper will sign. This has to be verified. Based on that, when if vendor is going to submit the invoice, we will verify. If vendor is not in line with our sheet, what we have to do, we have to make our measurement book. In our, I will also share you first thing what I told, attendance register. Second, I will share you the MB book, measurement book. In this measurement book we have to mention that, for example, deployment of electrician, main days 20, deployment of electrician OT 10 hours, like that we will mention. And based on that vendor has to submit the invoice. So invoice, MB book and measurement sheet, these three document is the base document for billing of manpower. First thing. Second, for equipment also we have, they are giving us timesheet. Timesheet is just a time. It is they are saying 3 hours work, our person is signing, but it is okay for billing. But based on that they have to also provide the detail on our format. For example, today is 9th working starting time is 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, what is the HMR? 952 is HMR. In 9th August, what is the closing time? Closing time is 6 o'clock evening. What is the closing reading? 950. Total working hour 50. Total working hour, how much he has worked? This much quantity he has worked. This much fuel he has taken. So based on that, they need to submit the monthly summary sheet. We have to introduce. I will tell you how that has to be filled. I will tell you, and I will, on behalf of P&M department, I will also circulate this to our contractor who are associated with us and who has deployed the equipment for on rental basis to inside. And without this document, don't accept any invoice. First thing. Second thing, I will write mail to all side. Whenever any equipment, any manpower invoice is coming, first you have to verify as a site in charge. Second, this has to be verified by P&M in charge, whoever at site. For example, Shashank or myself, you people has to send to me. For example, HBH Bilal will sign. attached all the document whatever I have discussed, scan, send it to me, CC to Shashank, because if I am available there, then it has to be routed to both myself and Shashank. Send it to me, scan copy along with all document. I will sign, I will send back to you. You take the sign of Mr. Nason, RCM, whoever it is, Mr. Nason, Mr. BK Mustafi, or Mr. Umang Shah, and immediately forward this to your planning. Now we have to follow from planning. You have to follow. You have to give the insurance that in HBS side, these are the vendor. For example, Sarain is there, Belmahi is there, one Manpower Saral was there, other service were there. These are the three vendor, our P&M vendor. You people, you site people has to insure me, you have to confirm me that sir, this day we have submitted on, you have to make one Excel sheet at which mode you are going to make, that is your feasibility. This is the measurement number, this is the Manpower bill number, this we have submitted on this date, scrutiny on this date, submitted to planning on this date. And you have to mention one thing, at what day vendor has get the payment has been processed, what is the amount. So like this detail we have to mention, because as a PN we are doing the business, we are a businessman. You don't think about any other thing. We are the businessman, we are giving them, we are responsible, we are taking equipment on rental basis, we are working, we are hiring, so we have to do all these things. And as earlier also I told you people that in L&T this is a very good chance for you people, that you are going to learn some good thing. Okay, so tomorrow we will meet again. Bye, goodbye, have a nice day.